All right, tomorrow's the big day. We get the schedule, and schedule will tell us a lot about how difficult the season's going to be, because it's not always just who you're facing. It's when, where, who you faced before, how little time you have between your last game and this game. It's going to tell us a ton. And I'm going to have to do a little homer thing here. I hate to do it. I'm going to separate it, of course, the football guy and the homer guy. But as a Dolphins fan, I don't like that we play the Bills week 2 on Thursday night. We really need as many early wins as we can get, because Chubb and Phillips, even if they're in right away, it's going to take a few weeks for them to get back to full strength. So we need as many wins as we can get. And the Bills are going to be tough. People say all the time, they're not. They're going to be tough. They're done. No, they're going to be tough. And there's going to be no sun. It's going to be a night game. It's short. There is an advantage when you're on the road, short week, and you're going into somebody else's house. But this is a veteran team. And I'm sure if you'd ask these guys, considering what we saw in 2022 or whatever, 22, would you rather play in the sun at 1 o'clock or go on a short week to Miami Dolphins Thursday night? At night, they would choose 10 out of 10 to go night on play a night game on a short week. Now, it's not the end of the world, but what it's telling me, and I think the schedule is telling me something as well, that if we're playing them in a more neutral environment, we're playing them early, my concern is that last game of the year, the last 3 years have been home for the Dolphins. And that is, that's a nice asset to have, that last game of the year. It's not huge if the division sucks, but Bills, Jets, Patriots, I think, are going to be scrappy, but this is going to be a hard division to get through. And we've played the Jets, we've played the Bills, we've played the Patriots at home the last 3 years. So this year, I'm expecting, which I think sucks more than this, is because it's critical for us the next 2 seasons. But with next 2 seasons, we're going to be on the road last game of the year to a division opponent. And so does that mean we're going to be playing week 18 in Buffalo? We're going to be playing week 18 in the Jets or the Patriots. We're going to be playing one of those 3 places. I would bet my money on. The last time we played on the road was 2020. We played the Bills the year before. We played the Patriots. We beat the Patriots in that unbelievable game. Kicked them out of the playoffs. Totally screwed them or whatever we did. And then we got beat by the Bills in 2020. And then we had 3 home last games. This one and probably next and the year after that is going to be on the road. So I wish we could have had maybe go to Buffalo early and then play them maybe in a late at the end. It would have balanced it out. But if we're playing the Bills, likely going to be playing 2 division games. That's what it's looked like the last couple of years. Over those last 2 weeks, it could mean, because of this and because of the rotation of the cycle, we're going to have a neutral situation here, and then we could be playing at a very disadvantageous position last game of the year someplace. So that is not making Curtis happy. But, we had an advantage in 2022 when they played in the sun. I think there is an element of they're trying to keep, short weeks and try to keep teams out of this boiling sun if they're a really top opponent. I think don't have to give too much an advantage to certain teams. I don't know. But that's a huge advantage for us, and we're not going to get it. We still get the advantage. They're going to be traveling to us. It gives a little bit more extra time to prepare. But I am very concerned that we don't come out the gates hot, and then we got to play this end of the year in the cold someplace. It could not play out well for us. Anyways, I want to just get into that. But then I want to cover also some signings. Goff had that mega contract. And then Antoine Winfield, he signed a major contract. And because Tua is getting ready to sign his contract and Holland's getting ready to sign his, we saw all these receiver contracts, which are going to kind of put Waddle's contract at a new level. And so I'm going to get into that, and then I'm going to talk about we signed a Rutgers offensive lineman. I don't know. I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that stuff, guys, I'm going to get those lives going starting next week. I'm going to start getting the membership special coverage next week. And then we'll start all up next week. Everything will be resolved. Still working. I just got the bats chased. I had 4 bats in my bathroom, and I had Kobo. Kobo is like a local guy, and he went up there like a man. Just snatched him by the hands and what are you doing? And get rid of him. So I got the 4 bats out of my bathroom, but now I got to get the electricity, and the internet totally secure. So I'll be done by next week. So that's what's happening. So guys, you make this channel go. I want to give you a shout out for all you do, the likes, subscribes, comments, views. If you haven't subbed, please sub. If you have subbed, hit the notification bell and just make sure you comment. I love the comments. So guys, I want to give you a shout out. Shout out to Ace Bird, my sponsor, because without you, this show ain't going down. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so Goff got a big contract, 212. It's like 53 over 4 years, 53 a year. Clearly, Tua is getting a big contract if it's going to be done. And, Omar Kelly does a good job letting us know that these contracts, because they say 53 a year, the way they lay it out, you might be getting 20, you might be getting 20, 35, 43 a year, and then it's all backloaded, and then they either readjust the contract and then spread it out, or they cut you and you never get the money. So it's not going to be like 55 a year on the actual contract, but it's going to be sizable. And if you look at our contract, there's things that are becoming, our cap, it's becoming clearer and clearer. But we're going to have Holland's going to get big money. Tua is going to get big money. Waddle is going to get big money. And we're getting some money back from Howard. But if you look as it stands right now, next year, with 2025, let me make sure I get the right number here. We're at negative 8.5 with 47 guys on the roster. Now, some of those 47 guys are not guys you want to keep, but we're at negative 8.5. But clearly, Chubb, you release him pre-June, 27, you're going to get back, and then you're going to have 2 dead. He's gone. This is his last season. He's coming off a major injury. I don't expect him to contribute that much. So this is going to end up being a disaster. Some people are saying it's not a disaster. First year he's here, he didn't do much, and he was injured. Second year, he had a nice run, and then he got injured, and he's gone. This year, he's probably not going to be on top of the world, and he's going to come next year. So you gave away all those picks, you spent all that money, and you really didn't get that much stuff. I mean, you could have had Van Ginkel, and you could have kept those picks. And you could have kept that money and used it for some of these other guys that you wouldn't want to pay, like some people saying Christian Wilkins and Hunt. But this is going to end up most likely where they cut Chubb, and it's disaster. So, but you'll get that money back. You'll get $25 million, and that can go to re-signing Waddle. Then Tehran, my man Tehran, this is definitely going to be his last season. He's 18.5. Will get back cut pre-June. 3.5 dead. So that give you $15 million. That's going to put something in the kitty for somebody. And then Ramsey, I don't know if they're going to cut Ramsey next year. But if they do, it's $25 million you get back, and then you only lose $1 million. So right there, you got $70.5 million that you can reallocate. But when you look at Holland, you look at McDaniel or Winfield. Winfield's contract was $84 million over 4 years with 45 guaranteed, so it's about 20.7 per season. And you wonder if Holland's going to get more than that. So that's $20 million there out of your 70, so I bring you 50. Then you figure Tua's contract, and Waddle's contract, that's going to be about 60. And then you're at negative 8. You're going to have to do some stuff. But if you move off 2 of these guys, at least it gives you some leeway to get some of these guys back. So there is maneuverability, but then these bodies are going and you're not really replacing them. So you're going to need guys that you've drafted to really, really step up. Chop can step up for Chubb. Kamara can step up for Chubb. We drafted Paul, who could hopefully step up for Tehran, Ramsey. Maybe Smith is the guy to finally step up, and then you got Fuller for the next year. So there is, but you're going to see talent come out and guys replacing it and not really filling it back up. But we got lots of picks next year. So that's all going to kind of play out that way. At least we got the money there. But it's going to be tough, man. I mean, you lose Tehran. Is Paul going to be... I mean, Tehran's got the injury problem. You're hoping that he can get there and praying. Chubb, I feel like we can cover. I feel like Chop and Phillips and Kamara, it's actually better for us. So I'm not worried about that. Ramsey's another guy, though, you got to worry about. Can Cam Smith pull it together? If he can, it's a big deal. But we need to win these next 2 seasons. We need at least 2 postseason victories at some point this year or next, at least, to keep this hope alive. Greer's going to be in his 10th year as GM or 7th, however you want to slice it, whether it start 2016 or 2019. We've got to see some real success. And with the schedule thing kind of bothers me because we had a nice little win cycle from 21 to 23 where our talent peaked and we had those last home games, and now it's going to be a little bit more difficult and the talent's going to be going out. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. And then the last part, I don't know what we signed. Ireland Brown, backup center from Rutgers. I guess just a body, but if it plays out where this guy's really good, then it's a genius move. But if not, I hope this is not what they're trying to do to fill out this offensive line, because this guys, no matter what everyone's telling you, I see people saying, I want to cover it. Eichenberg is the Dolphins are saying he could be a really good left guard or guard. Yeah, maybe anybody can be. This guy could be, Ireland could be a really good guard. But you go look at it, Eichenberg's film. Remember 2 years ago, it was last year, Greer was saying that Eichenberg, GMs would come up, he was playing really good for you. And how well did he do last year? Oh, well, he played center, and maybe you can give it that. But I don't know. We're getting into really crazy territory. We need this offensive line to play well. Paul's got to really step up. We've got to get healthy. Maybe Eichenberg steps up to Jackson or whatever. But you're going to need it. You're going to need it. I like our talent. I like our ability to strike. I love our athleticism. There's so much potential. But, guys, the game of football comes down to punching somebody in the nose at some point. And either you have the ability to punch them in the nose and back them off, or you get punched in the nose and you're able to hold your ground. It's not a game on a consistent basis where you're going to get to the very top by being ultra finesse. You've got to be physical and punch people in the face. Let's hope we got it. Let's hope some of these guys step up like Peely and Eichenberg and Paul. It's going to be huge. All right, guys, so that's it. Tomorrow we're going to get into the schedule, and that's real. My son's over here looking in the window, distracting me. You little distractor. I should have closed the windows, but that's my fault. Anyway, guys, I'll get into the schedule tomorrow. Curtis saying, catch you next time. Curtis out. And go Phins! Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.